Hello, and just like that, I'm back.
I'm back too.
What a day yesterday was. Oh my goodness, it seemed interminable.
Oh.
No, because everything in this house is electric. The heating, obviously the lights, the cooker, everything. Everything was electric. And not only was the electricity down, but so was the data. So I couldn't even look at YouTube. I mean, what was I supposed to do? In the end, Mr. F came good and remembered a game of some sort of patience that takes patience to play. It takes hours.
Solitaire, I guess.
Some sort of solitaire, not the solitaire I know, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And I thoroughly enjoyed that actually in the end. And we did have a camping light, so that provided enough light to allow me to play cards. So that's quite happy. But it really calmed down. But now we can really hear the wind is up again. So, just please hope that doesn't knock our electric off again. Oh no. Anyway, let's get on with what we're here for.
Jenny says, "Wow, Miss P, you look beautiful in pink." And Judy says, "Another gorgeous sweater."
Oh, thank you guys. I don't think I particularly suit pink. My face is too pink. But God, it's all wear it. What am I doing here? Let's go to there. Right. Back to business. Okay, so we've got some of the day before's business left unfinished, which is this. So we're going to start with that, get that done. And then I've got yesterday's to do, which is this one. And it's, it'll all become apparent. And then today's one, which is this one. So there's a fair bit to be done. So let's make a start with this one anyway. See how far we get. If we don't get finished, we'll finish the day after, but I'd imagine we'll get finished. So I think I'm relatively well prepared with what I need and what I don't need. I thought I'd get a little bit prepared today because there is quite a lot to go through. So it all starts with this piece of card. This piece of card measures, what does it measure? 10? It is actually a tiny bit over 10, but I think it's about 10. And I've just taken the corners off it as I would a regular tag times 2. So that's that. I mean, what you could do is use 2 tags and stick them together, but it's easier, I think, to do this, and it's not quite so thick. So I'm going to score each end at 1.5 inches. Like so. This is a real easy one, but we're trying to use up those tags that we made into various interesting projects, and I quite like this. This isn't using up the tags, I hasten to say. It's just another one that looks kind of like a tag because of the way I've shaped the end. So make sure that's straight and burnish that down like so. And this one.
Sinead is happy you're doing botanicals. She found a botanical sticker book she forgot she had.
Oh, lovely. I saw that pile of papers that you had, Sinead. A box full of Crafter's Companion papers. Am I jealous? Of course not. Of course I am. Oh, they look gorgeous. Where did you acquire those from? Right. Anyway, over the jealousy. Don't show it. It's bad form. So I'm just going to ink around here. And I'm still using my gathered twigs, which is Juicy. It's Juicy Lucy.
Ricky said you enticed her into ordering a little Timmy die-cut machine and the reinforcer set.
Well, you can't go far wrong. I stand by any endorsement I make of those because I love both. So yeah, I'm all right with having twisted your arm up your back to buy those. I don't think you'll be sorry at all. The little tiny Timmy, as I call him, die cutting machine little sidekick, I think he's properly called. I use mine a lot, all the time, for cutting out the reinforcers. So I've just gone round the edges that you can see, perhaps across the top as well, with my ink. I must say I'm loving this cream card and brown ink. It's just gorgeous. So there we are, we've got that. I don't know why I've got that, that belongs in the next one. And I just want to stick these up. Stick them up.
She was looking to find them on a sale crafting site on Facebook.
Oh, well done.
Happy dance was made round the kitchen.
Absolutely.
And Sassy says that she got the scorched timber so juicy she got covered in it when she tried to use it.
Yeah, mine is really juicy as well. You've got to be a bit careful with it, actually. Is that right? Am I doing this right? Does anybody know if I'm doing this right?
You look a bit like Ross with a spray tan.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you don't stick them down. I thought, just as I was sticking them down, I thought, you know, I don't think you do stick them down. Let's get rid of that glue off there and pretend I never did that. Let's just pretend that. So what I'm going to do, actually, is stamp these and this and this. And I have used the illegible text stamp, but I'm wondering if I could get away with just putting a stencil in. Quite like the idea of doing a stencil. Let's get a bit of, just for something different, that's all. Just to give you an idea, you know, of something else you could use. So this is coming up the way, so this is just a little stencil, brown brush, little stencil that Mr. F cut me ages ago when he had a cutting machine. Alas, it did not make the move, so he can't cut me anymore. I don't know what this is going to look like, it's just in my mind it looks nice. Oh, it's pretty, isn't it? Pretty. Just a change from the text. Use the text if you want to, obviously, or a stencil you've got that you like. There we are. And I just need this down the sides of here, really, because you can't see it into the centre. So I'm just going to put it down the sides. It'll give us a bit of a different feel to things, won't it? Get off. Now, of course, you could do this in a different colour. Any colour that you've got the ink for, I guess. It doesn't matter if you go over these bits particularly. They're just a method of holding things together. So who have we got on today, Mr. F?
Ooh, so many people.
Oh, lovely.
Sinead.
Hiya, lovely Sinead.
Heather West.
Hiya, Heather.
Judy.
Hello, Judy.
Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Linda.
Hello, Linda.
Dawn Hickey for the first time ever.
Well, hello, Dawn Hickey. Welcome aboard.
Sandra Atkins.
Hi, Sandra. I don't recognise your name either.
Gonnie.
Hello, Gonnie.
Bernice.
Hiya, Bernice.
Chablabelle.
Hello, Charlabelle.
Janya.
Janya, I'm so sorry. I know you messaged me earlier and I didn't get back to you. I'm really, really sorry. But it's been kind of hectic today. I don't know why. It's just I've had a lot of prep to do. So really sorry, Janya. Please forgive me.
Fiona Flowerdew.
Hello, Fiona.
Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Sassy.
Hello, Sassy.
Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
Ricky.
Hi, Ricky.
Roz.
Hello, Roz. Hi, Jim.
June.
Hi, June.
Teresa.
Hello, Teresa.
Susie, did I say Susie?
No, hello Susie.
Mickey Mulder, Patricia.
Ah, another lady who messaged me today, and I just didn't get the time, Patricia. I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you. I just didn't get the time.
Renee.
Hi, Renee.
Ricky.
Hi, Ricky.
Dorinda.
Hello, Dorinda.
Diana.
Hi, Diana.
Candice.
Hello, Candice.
Janice.
Hi, Janice.
I think that's everybody.
Okay.
I'm bound to miss somebody. Oh, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon. Sharon.
Hale.
Hi, Sharon. Right, so I've cut myself out 6 pieces. This card isn't that thick. It's not that thin either, so I've cut out 6 1-inch buttons. You could make them any size. I wanted them to fit on here. That's 1.5 inches, as you know, so I thought 1 inch would look okay. And what I'm just going to do is put some glue around the outside, stick that on there, then around the outside of that one.
Jen.
Ah, Jen. Hello, Jen. And stick that there. So we've got a little button and it's fairly sturdy. It's a fairly sturdy little button. Do the same with these. This paper looks like craft paper. It acts like craft paper, but it's not craft paper. It was in an album that Mr. F found in a charity shop. And I didn't like the cover, so I stripped the cover off. And it left me with dozens, literally, of pages of this. And they're not quite A4 size, but they're a decent size. So I'm using it up. Right, so I've got those glued together. And now I need to see if I can find my middle for diddle, which Mr. F made me. And you just place that over there and then make a mark in the middle. Let's see if we can do it. Where's my pencil? Same with this one. These are a really handy tool. You can't make these anymore, can you? Mr. F?
Pardon?
You can't make these little middle for diddles anymore, can you?
No.
No?
The machine they used is gone.
It has gone. This is where I make a mistake, getting the mark that I've made in the middle of the hole that I'm going to punch out. Do end up with some quite eccentric looking ones at times.
To the great workshop in the sky.
Oh well. Oh well. So I've got my 2 buttons, 2 holes. I want to also make 2 holes on here to put them through, and this measures 4 inches across. So I'm going to make my hole at 1 inch, 2 inches, half of 4 is 2, and kind of in the middle. So I think that's maybe about there. Let's say it's there. And the same thing here. Let's find out where the 2 is and make it about halfway, which I'll say is there, and put the 2 holes in there as well.
Judy G says hello. She's been watching every day but not commenting much.
Oh, well, hello, Judy G.
Just wanted to say thanks for the tags the other day. Very useful.
Oh, great. Oh, I'm so pleased. That was the day that I thought everybody'd be kind of going, what is she on about? We all know how to make tags. But actually, I kind of like them myself. So I'm just giving that a little coat of ink around there. Place that over your hole, put your eyelet in, and there you have a button. I know there are 100 different ways of making this. It just happens to be the way I make mine.
Connie's glad you're back because she couldn't make it on Sunday, and of course we weren't on yesterday.
Oh.
So she's got a 2-day withdrawal.
I don't know what I'm doing here. That's what I'm doing, trying to set this. Oh dear me. I don't know what's going to happen at the end of January. when I fall into a darkened room, never to be seen again. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's just go around the edge of this with a little bit of ink and do exactly the same thing. Put your eyelet through your button, through the hole that you've made on your piece, and just press it into place. go. So that's not too bad. Now the next thing is we need some paper on which to journal, and this is ordinary copy paper. It's in a kind of creamy colour. I was really lucky to fall across this actually at a scrap store, so that's what I'm going to use, and I've cut it to be 6 3/4 by 3.5, so it'll go in there like that and look okay, I think. So you could sew these, you could staple them. Because I know not all of you have sewing machines and not all of you have staplers, I'm going to glue mine. So it's just a little row along the top like that, and stick each piece in and try and get it fairly central and fairly straight. Does that look all right?
Jenny says she's going to cry at 1 o'clock every day when you're not on.
Oh, oh my goodness. You guys.
And Diana says she's the same.
Oh dear, what am I going to... Well, you know, rest easy because there's a lot to come. There's all the Elizabeth Craft stuff, which I'm lagging behind in because I'm doing a January daily. And there is also all the ATC stuff to explain to everybody. Every day I get messages from people saying, can you explain the ATC thing? I will explain it on the 1st of February and not before, so stop asking. No, I don't mean that in a naughty way. I just mean that there's no point explaining it to you until then, because the swap itself won't be until the very end of February. So you're going to have loads of time, don't fret. Well, I hope so, because I haven't really made a start either, so I'm just concentrating my days on this.
Nelson says she was running late today from Minnesota. Glad you're back and safe.
Oh, thank you. She had a fair run from Minnesota, hasn't she? So there we are. That's it's 6 pieces. You could put loads more in if you wanted to. Now what I'm going to do is put a... yes, I am. Put this on. It's the last bit of the rub-on from 49 in Market. And I'd just cut it there so I'd have sort of half a coffee ring there and some splotchy bits down here.
Jenny said you just had a sassy moment.
Yes, stop messaging me. I don't know any more than you at this stage. Oh, I haven't taken the back off it. It's never going to stick with the back on. What sort of ninny are you? Prize one. Prize ninny. So that's right up to the edge there, and they just fall wherever they're going to be. Wherever they're going to be is wherever they're going to be. You can use a stencil. I know Timmy does a lovely stencil with splatters and coffee cups and stuff. You know, coffee cup rings, I mean. I don't have it. If I did, this would be a perfect outing for it. Actually, maybe I should look into getting that because I do like this effect. Actually.
Judy says she's tried to restrain herself from bombarding you with questions about the ATC.
Well, Judy, you're one of the coordinators, so I'd kind of overlook anything you might want to ask. It's just, you know, when people, how do they do it? And I'll show you as best I can, which might be good and it might be bad. I don't know.
Step up in size for for Judy.
Yeah, step up, definitely. Still small, but big for Judy.
And Joyce says hi from cold Canada.
Oh, hiya. I'm sorry you're cold. It's horrible being cold. At least Linda's got a new furnace up and running. So I bet she's had it full blast for a few days to try and get the house warmed up.
And Jenny said that was the first Timmy stencil she brought and loves it, but she doesn't use it enough.
Ah, well, I'm thinking I might get it, actually. The Timmy stencils aren't horrendously expensive, are they? Let's see if it's on Amazon. Because once I decide I want something, I want it the next day, at the latest. I don't want to buy it off one of these sites, particularly the eBay sites. I find they take forever to dispatch their stuff.
In America, you seem to get some things the same day.
It's incredible.
I know.
Mind you, if you live in London, you can do your grocery shopping on Amazon and it gets delivered that day.
Oh.
I know.
It's not worth living in a metropolis for that, though, is it?
Not really, but you can also get Just Eat.
Ah, now you're talking.
That might sway you.
That might sway me.
Come on, I've spent enough time on you now.
Deborah says, Mrs. E from Scrapbooking with Me has a coffee stain stencil.
Ah, does she?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that look just gorge? I love it. I love that. But I'm also going to add a sticker to it. Because why not? I've got so much around here. It's a blooming joke.
Linda says they've got an app on the phone for the furnace. It shows the inside temperature and we can check the outside temperature since it works on Wi-Fi. Yeah,
we've got what we call a weather station that does that kind of thing. I'm obsessed by it, what temperature it is inside and outside. For example, in this room at the moment, it's 21.6 degrees C and outside 11.1, so it's very mild outside for this time of year. It's just going to go in there. Shall I use the daffodils or that one? I kind of like that one. I'm going to use that one.
Then they said nothing would persuade her to live in the city again.
Who said that?
Diana.
So just hold those sort of close so you can see kind of where the centre is. Where you're going to be putting this. That's about there, I would say. Something like there anyway. And let's just press that, burnish that down. And they work super successfully over the rub-ons. So there we have that part of it done. Let's put this away. And that up there. And now it's time to put some string on the buttons. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do first. I'm going to stick it into the book, because if you put string on now, it might just pull it in a bit too much. You can use this, put the string on, use this just to slip into a pocket if you want. Got journaling on the back and journaling in here. But I'm actually going to stick this to a page. I'm going to stick it to this page. And when I put it in this one here, I just think it looks a bit plain round the edge. So I think I'll get my stencil out again and just go around the edges. This would have been much easier had I thought of it before I put the reinforcements on, but I didn't. So I didn't. What can I say? I'm just going to have to dodge around them a little bit. Got loads of stenciling on here.
Deborah loves those rub-ons.
Oh, I know. They're just not cheap, that's the problem. Whoops. Yeah, they're not exactly cheap. Let's come down here with that one. But I do love them, yeah. I love them all. I love those ones I used the other day, you know, the fox on it. They're really lovely. I think this will just lighten up around it. Not lighten up, but, you know, brighten up. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
You said you've changed to craft coloured pages now, Miss P.
Well, only for this one, because I thought it looked nice with the cream coloured card. But you, of course, can use anything that you like.
And Sharon Davis says hi.
Hi, Sharon.
She was lost cleaning out her pantry and forgot the time.
Oh, my goodness me.
She had an ice day off school.
Ice day?
Ice day.
Oh, my goodness, it must be really cold. Good Good work though, cleaning out your pantry. Very well done. All we ever find in pantries that we clean out is out-of-date stuff. Isn't it, Mr. F?
Yeah.
Mr. F will say to me, what year is it? Whatever year, 2023 or whatever. I said, do you know these ran out 2 years ago or 3 years ago or whatever? Nope, I did not know that. If I did, I'd have put them in the bin. So let's do a little dance around here now then. Around these reinforcements. I don't know if I can get in there. I don't trust myself to get in there, so I leave them as they are. And just a little bit there. Nearly there, guys. Don't lose heart.
If you're organised, you could do this before you put the reinforcers on.
Well, that's what I said, but you weren't listening, obviously.
Woo! Sassy's back.
I got a viper tongue today. Yeah, so that's going there. I don't know, does that look a little bit busy? I quite like it. It is what it is anyway, so that's what it is. So you just stick the entire back piece down. Or, as I say, leave it free and pop it in a pocket. Either way, whichever suits you.
Sharon says you're saying to say she found stuff from 2022.
Oh, wouldn't be. We've had older stuff than that.
Oh, yeah, it'll still be good to go.
That's the question Mr. F always asks. Do you think it's gone off or do you think it's still all right? I think put it in the bin is the best thing to do with that. He hasn't said that since his unfortunate incident with a prawn. Right, I'm going to put... Oh, it needs to come up a bit. Come up.
My best before date was probably about 1990 and I'm still good to go.
Are you judging that yourself?
Well, nobody else would.
So try and get that straight. I think that's about straight. Give it a good press down. Then we can put our string on and call it done for that page. So I'm just using white, well, I think it's some sort of jeweller's thing. I don't know, I've got it anyway and it seems to fit the bill. That's all right. Bring that one down there. Cut that. About there. I think it'll be all right like that. So I've just looped it over the top. Then I'm just bringing that down. Hold it flat because it does have a tendency to want to pull itself together. Pull yourself together. And then this one comes round here, like that. And there we go, that's our... Well, it does look like it wants to bow. But, yeah, I'll wait till I've got the back on till it's a bit more stable and then I'll do those strings again. Right, so on we go, on to the next page. Now, this page I am going to cover completely in coffee stained paper. And I'm hoping, sometimes when things are coffee stained they end up a weird dimension. But that's okay, it's not too bad. So I'm going to put glue over all of this and then stick that down.
Peg and Jim say hi. Sorry she was late, they got a new dog today.
Oh, brilliant!
And daughter came over.
Oh my goodness, what sort of dog have you got? What's he called? Is it a girl or a boy? We need to know facts. There was a bloke the other day out the front here, well it was yesterday actually, and he had a dog that was the spitting image of Bobby. And he said he was very barky and inclined to be stubborn. I thought I must just come with dogs like that are that colour, because that was Bobby down to a T. There we are, that should do that. It's only coffee stained paper we're putting on. Now I need to work out which way I want this to fold out. So I'm going to start down here at this corner with my coffee stained paper, and I've got a lot of collal on there, so it will slip and slide fortunately. And the coffee stained paper is just ever so slightly narrower than this page, but I'm going to make it work. It is going to work. Right, so I've got my sort of frilly edge down here. So let's do that. Oh, I'm getting glue everywhere. There we go. There we go. Right, so I want all of this adhered nicely onto that. Like so. Okay, so maybe needs a bit more up here. Right, so all we've done is stick a piece of coffee stained paper onto there, and I need to put my holes in there. Fortunately I've got a big bite and I think it'll definitely reach. So I'm putting the holes in that were on the other side, so I can make sure I get them in the exact same place. Also, these crocodile big bites, I find mine much better. As you know, I shake a lot, and I found the other one quite hard to hold and line up. This one, of course, the weight of it is taken by the table. It's flat on the table, so I just find it easier to go on with, and it has a big bite, so it'll get into those holes there, no problem. So if you're in the market for I know they are more expensive than the other ones, but to my mind they are better. Oh, I meant for this to flap out that way. Well, it's flapping this way, so we'll just have to live with it. And then I'm just going to fold it down on the edge of here. Make sure it's straight. Kind of like that.
Peg says they got a rescue dog from the pound. He's a pit bull mix, but as gentle as can be. His name is Giovanni.
Oh my goodness.
Geo for short.
I think I've made a mistake here, so...
And
can I do that?
Linda said,
if I do that,
page,
can I do it? Sorry?
Was that first page yesterday's date?
Oh.
Or
no, I don't know. Let me think this through. So that comes like that. That's going to go like that. But that's not going to work. I need to pull that off to where the reinforcers are. Oh no! What a mistake to make. In honour of Giovanni, I'll say that with an Italian accent. Oh, this isn't working very well.
Right, well, do you want just to cut that off and then stick another piece over the top?
No.
No?
Not if I can help it.
No.
But I don't think I can help it. I think I'm going to have to do that. Which is alright, because I wanted it to flap from this side anyway. So let's just...
Do you want me to warm it and see if I can do it?
No, it's alright. It's alright. Let's just get it gone. Get it gone out my life. I'm going to use my craft knife and I'm going to come down this side here, which should give me, if I'm careful. Oh, it doesn't want to cut that particularly. It's gonna be one of those days. Let's cut it with my scissors then. So, Peg got a dog from the pound.
Yep, pit bull mix.
A pit bull mix, that's so strange.
But as gentle as can be.
Oh, I hope he remains so.
His name is Giovanni, Gio for short.
Okay, I'm going to ink round here, and I shall think whilst I ink. The unfortunate thing was I had that upside down, which hasn't helped my cause. But you know, we'll get over it. Gio. Well, I'm glad you've got a new dog. It's lovely. Especially one from the pound. It's really nice to give them a loving home. I don't think we could quite cope with another dog. I certainly couldn't cope with losing another dog. And I think we're getting to an age now where it would be a bit unfair because the dog would probably outlive us. So right, this is what I've got. That's that page finished. Flip it over, and all I've done here is covered that page with coffee stained paper, and I've put my holes in. Right. This is how I meant it to be from the start, but I was upside down. I wanted that full page to flip out this way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put a 1/2 inch score in down there.
You could do that if you just took another whole page on, couldn't you?
Yeah, I don't want to do that though.
Okay, just asking.
Yeah, you could.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, you could stick another whole page down it, but... So where's my tool then? Oh, over there. I don't know what it's doing over there. So 1/2 inch is what I'm going to score this at, which wasn't in my plans. Oh dear. So let's fold that in. Now I'm not going to stick that on quite yet because something else has to happen. For one thing, we need to put our reinforcers on. So let's do that. I can't stand another day where everything goes wrong. So hopefully that's it for the day. Yeah, I was just saying to Mr. F before that I think these reinforcers really do add something to the page. They add reinforcers, of course, you silly woman. No, they just kind of complement it nicely, I think. Make a feature. I stick mine onto double-sided tape so I can just peel them off and stick them on. Don't even have to worry about glue.
Debbie said she lost a golden mix about 4 years ago.
Oh.
She loved him so much she couldn't bear to get another one.
No, I know. We said that about the first 2 dogs we had, that we'd never get another one because it just hurts so much. But then we got Bob. And Bob needed 24-hour care, really, didn't he?
Yeah.
Attention, at any rate, rather more than care. He was really like having a baby. So that's that. Next thing is there's a pocket goes on here like that, and it'll all come clear in the wash hopefully. So that's going to go in there, and my pocket's going to go there. I think I want to decorate this up a little bit. Let's turn over the page and see. I'll put legible text on the other one. Shall I do that again, or shall I use the roses? Well, let's use the roses. Why not? It seems like a rosy sort of day.
Jenny likes hers a lot. She got them yesterday, but she hasn't played with them yet. The reinforcers.
Oh, I thought she'd bought a dog.
No.
Yeah, the reinforcers. Did you get this set, John? Yeah, set 1 as it is, I suppose. Or did you go for any of the more interesting ones, probably? I haven't looked at them, you know, the other sets. I really should see if I need them in my life, which is possible.
She says it's the same one you've got.
All right. Yeah, it is handy. It's definitely handy. And maybe I'll put that there. So there we are. We have roses around the door. Let's just ink around that. I'm going to make a little thumb notch in that, though. So let's do it that way. So that measures 4.5, this pocket. And it's going to make a mark at 2.25. Get mine. This is a big one. I don't know what it measures actually. Does it tell me? No, it doesn't tell me, but it's quite big. 2 inches maybe, something like that. Thumb notch. Ink around here. Yeah, still in love with gathered twigs. It really is like vintage photo, but just a shade darker. Still got that kind of orangey look to it. It's not a mucky ducky looky.
Teresa said they lost their dog over 30 years ago.
Oh, Teresa.
And the last year she's 73 and they finally got a dog again.
Oh my goodness me, that's lovely.
True joy, really added much fun to our retired life.
I bet. What did you get? Tell me the details. So I'm just putting my 1/8 inch tape around these edges. Which was Jen, I think, came up with this wondrous idea, which I had thought of before but I'd never implemented until Jen said. So thanks, Jen. Genius, Jen. Excuse me. There we go. Give those a bit of a burnish down. There we go, and pick up, cut the ends off first, would be an idea.
Sassy said no more pets after they lost the last cat. Now they've got the son's French bulldog and 2 girl cats.
Oh, lovely. Pets are such a joy, such a joy.
And Diana said no more. She lost their 18-year-old Dachshund in November.
Oh.
Long time, isn't it? 18 years.
18 years. And I mean, they're with you much more than a kid would be, you know. Kids get to 5 or 4 or whatever age it is and they go off to school during the day. Dogs don't. They're with you all the time.
Get to 16, you can kick them out the house.
I mean, Catkin, for example, will not move out of this house. He just won't. He goes to the door, looks at the birds, but won't go out. He will not go out. So I want that there. That looks pretty okay there to me. And I'm going to stick this on while this is in place. So I've got enough, I know I'll have enough room in my pocket if I do that. So I'm going to start there. Try and get it square before you actually press it down. There. And that just allows, allows enough room then. We know that's going to fit in the pocket, because otherwise a flat pocket like this, trying to put a thick card tag in, you might have problems. But if you do it this way, you'll always have enough room. Let's give that a really good burnish down. There we go. And then you can take that out, and you can see there's a bit of sort of puffiness attached to that, and that will allow that to go perfectly in there.
Teresa got a little red poodle.
A little red poodle.
Named a Sassy Girl, and she's £12 and totally lives up to her name.
Oh, that is lovely. We like poodles, don't we, Mr. F?
We like poodles of all sizes.
The lady that used to live in this house had a poodle. I'm not sure if you'd describe her as red. Is she red?
I would describe her as red.
Yeah. Dotty. And when the lady died, Dotty's now moved 2 doors up to Sue number 4. So we see quite a lot of Dotty.
She's a miniature poodle.
Yeah, she's lovely. She's full of spirit. I'm going to cut this off there at the bottom of the pocket. But I've also got a leaf there that's coming down, which I'm going to leave. So let's cut that there, the bottom of the pocket. And then cut those leaves apart, like that. And see what that looks like. That looks fine to me. And I've chosen this sort of coral colour because it matches this peachy colour of the sticker. So let's just stick them down. I don't ink round my Timmy Botanicals. You can, of course, if you want to. You could put a little label on and a little Timmy peep. There's loads of ways you could decorate this. Or not decorate it at all.
And Linda said poodles are so smart.
They are smart. Smarter than me. Mind you, that's not saying that much, really. There we go. So that's... Oh, that's not kind of right in place. Nearly in place. That's fine there. Lovely. Let's just get a towel. Press that down and pick up any glue that comes out. And just make sure that little leaf bit there is stuck down. Lovely. So that's kind of that page, but not at all yet. Because what I want to do is get my... This was the piece that I cut off here because I really wanted it to go that way. Okay, but I fouled up. So
Joey says a teacup poodle.
Oh, do you? Oh my goodness. They're so small. You could take it in your handbag shopping. Put it in your top pocket. They're beautiful. So what I want is some extra journaling behind this tag, and the tag will work as a keep to keep the journaling flat. And I want it to start above that pocket. So you see, just above that pocket, I want that there. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to get my quilting ruler out because it'll keep me on the straight and narrow. And that measures touch over 3. In fact, I'm going to cut it at 3. It'll just be a little bit easier for me. Let's see if this knife wants to work or if it needs a new blade. I think it needs a new blade. Yeah. It's not very happy doing that, is it?
If you put it here, I shall do that for you.
Thank you. Let's keep a hold of that. So that's going to go on there, and then I'll have to tidy this up. It looks like somebody's chewed through it. So then I want another piece of coffee stained paper. Now that's getting stuck in the book, and let's just see how long we need this to be. That's going there. Oh, it's too tall. I haven't cut enough off. I did not take that into account, did I? What a silly woman. It just, if I'd cut it where I made the line, it would have been perfect. But it's just overlapping that pocket, and we can't have that. That's not good enough. So I'm going to make that just a little bit. It's about 1/8 of an inch up from where it was.
Sharon says she loves the colour of this.
Thanks, Sharon.
And Sassy says the brown paper looks lovely.
Yeah, it's weird stuff. It has the look of craft, but it has a feel of a very classy paper. As I say, I've got it out of an album Mr. F found at a charity shop. Right, let's just check that this is okay now, but I think it will be. So from the top, that's coming to there.
Sandra Atkins says she's got a 1.5-year-old Pyrodoodle, and is the sweetest dog.
Pyrenees and poodle?
I would imagine so.
Oh, he sounds gorgeous.
Her name is Amber because her fur is coloured amber.
Oh, how lovely. Can I just show you this little space here? Can you see it? Between where this journaling is and this pocket. But that's important that it clears that pocket. And then we want to make sure that we can see the reinforcements. So we want to just bring that over probably 1/2 inch again. So let's score that at 1/2 inch. Who's stolen my entire scoreboard this time? Ah, here it is. So it's this side that I want to score at 1/2 inch.
It'd be weird if they just stole half of it.
Yeah, it would. That would be bizarre. So fold that over on your 1/2 inch. Like that. Right, so we've got this hinge here that's going to stick to there, which you won't need if you put your paper in properly, unlike some klutzers around here. Just short mention. Okay, Miss P. And then stick that into there. And then we've got this piece that we're going to put another piece of paper onto. So let's just cut this off now, same height as that. And we have to be pretty exact, because if we aren't, we're not going to clear that pocket. So that's there, so let's just trim this. Oops, sudden jump. Okay, I think we're all right there. So this is the piece that we're after. So that's the hinge. This is the bit that we're going to add this piece to. So that should fit into there nicely. And then it wants to be the same length as this. Let's glue that down so as we don't get too much in a twist. In too much of a twist, I feel that's a likelihood. So push that up to the corner and then just glue that over there, that edge there, lovely. Give it a good crease down, check that you haven't got any seeping glue, which I have a little. I'll be honest, there is a little bit around. Let's get my glue eraser, get rid of that. We don't need glue on show. There we go. I'm just going to make sure that's nice and flush. Right, so that's the bit that's going on here. That's coming to there and folding over. So the next thing to do is fold it over exactly where that is. So let's make a mark there. Score that on the scoreboard. A lot of hassle this, isn't it, for a bit of journaling? But it's quite a lot of journaling, as you can see. So just pop that onto your scoreboard. Score that. Lovely. So there's our hinge. This is the bit coming back, going to there. Make sure it's all straight and nice and looking good. And then this bit I don't have a use for really. It's just an extra bit that I don't need. So let's cut that off. Oh, don't cut through the other bit. Okay, right. So now there's a bit of inking to do. And this is going to go there, get glued there, fold like that, and you can see what's happening. So let's just check that that's still okay. we're not coming over that pocket. No, it might need a bit of trimmage at the top, but we'll deal with that as and when. So let's get inking. Good bit of inking to do here. Now on coffee stained paper it's sometimes a bit hit and miss, depending on where the bumps are in the coffee stained paper. But as I say, if you're using ink and not oxide, you'll be fine. It'll kind of sink in somewhat into your paper, whereas oxide has a tendency to stay on top. Ooh, look at that. Not a good bit of inking. I'm just going to ink my creases, both in and out, both the innies and the outies. So that's that side done. So this side. It's been quite a day today, because I've spent all day in here. Well, when I finally did get in here. Oops, this is not a good bit of inking at all. Because there was a lot to think about what I was going to do, and then there was doing it, and then there was prepping all the stuff for the actual live. So I've spent a great deal of time in here today, which is alright by me. Take your time with this inking business. I'm trying to do mine quickly and the project's paying the price for it. That's it, just need to ink my creases. Okay, so the next thing to do is glue that down. The hinge that we made, the 1/2 inch hinge. So glue it down onto here. Get some glue on it. I'm using colour, it's easier to move if it comes to that, which it very well might. So fold that in, hold it up like that, then get that line level with the top, level with the edge of the paper, just like so. Press it down. Hopefully there's no glue seeping, which there isn't. So let's give that a good burnish down. Lovely. So that folds that way, this folds this way, that folds that way, and it should all be alright. It looks alright actually. So it's very easy to go off straight with this sort of project. Whoo-wee! So there we are. That's that. And all that happens now is that goes in there and it keeps all that journaling kind of hidden. You don't even know it's there, but there's loads of it. Loads. You could write your biography on that. Well, I could, because not much has happened. And there you see, it just comes out. So you've got all of that journaling. Look at it. I can't even fit it all on screen. And all that on the other side. So plenty journaling. So apart from the boo-boo that I made, which, let's face it, wouldn't be alive unless I did, that's it. So, I've got another, well, 2, but it's 1.
It's very dark over here.
It's dark over there, yeah. It's dark. You should get yourself a little light. It's not as if we haven't got any.
No.
So as people could see how lovely you are.
Look, let's see if we can get it a bit lighter. Is that lighter?
Maybe
a touch.
Maybe a touch.
That's enough light.
See, he's got his Timmy shirt on today. Yeah. Better looking though, isn't he? And I make a really weird Mario. I know Mario likes to get dressed up, but no, not this.
People, you're very sassy today.
I am a bit. I'm being a bit short.
They've called you Sassy Bear.
Sassy Bear.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes things just happen and I think, oh, I can't think my way out of it. But yeah, we've thought our way out of that. It's all right. Works.
Jen says it's dark over Mr. F for a reason. It's true.
Oh, Jen.
Suck the light out of a room.
No. I'm going to put the date on that. Someone was asking what the dates were. So I'm going to call this one January the 22nd. And this one is a continuation of January the 24th.
Camera.
Oh, wrong camera. I'm going to call this one January the 22nd, which was yesterday, okay? And this one doesn't have a date. Doesn't have a date because it's just a continuation of all the tags we made, really. So it hasn't got a date. So now I've got that nicely anchored on the back. Now I can put my strings round and it won't cause any buckling or warpage. See, there, perfectly flat. Okay, so I'm not sure I like those roses. I don't dislike them though, they're all right.
It's just a bonus one, that one.
Yeah, a bonus. A Brucey bonus.
And Katie says she doesn't mind boo-boos, Miss P. Shows us how to get out of them, makes for a longer video. Renee said you've had a rough couple of days.
What, in the craft room, doing things wrong? It's not just a couple of days, Renee. It's every day. It happens to me every single day.
Fancy Nancy's joined us.
Hiya, Nancy. Hi, Will. Just sometimes when it's a video, I choose not to show you the really bad bits. I leave some in, but invariably every day something goes wrong. It's just the way of the world. There we are. So that's January the 22nd, this one with all the journaling in behind. So let's put that in the book.
And Diana says, can you show us how you do the reinforcements on the sticky tape?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So that's that one done. So we're now moving on to this page. Reinforcements on sticky tape. I get whatever paper it is that I'm going to use. Let's say I'm going to use, I think all the black here's got some on. So let's say I'm going to use this paper that I've shown you today, the one that looks like craft.
You need this out.
Yeah. And this is my roll of Elizabeth Craft Design. I don't know how wide that is actually. It's
6 inches, I think.
Yeah, it's just it might be a touch over 6. No, it's exactly 6. Yes, exactly 6, as Mr. F says. And I get the end of the roll, pull it out like that, and depending how many strips I want to do, let's say I want to do 2 strips, I put that on so it's wide enough to get 2 out of, like that. I take my craft knife, which is here, and I just run up the side of there, run up the side of the card that I've put down, cut that off, that can go away, and then I can cut this out, and then it'll go through the sidekick and it'll preserve what's left for another day. There we go. And then you get the Tiny Timmy out. Thanks, Mr. F, very much. I've got the long plates for mine. You can get shorter ones. I'm not sure. I guess the reinforcers fit in the shorter ones. And then I get my one plate like that. I put my, let's move this further back a little bit. My one plate like that, put that so as the card side is sticking up. Put my plate, my die over there like so. Get a bit of mint tape, low-tack tape that Nancy sent me a goodly while ago, and I'm still using it. It's fantastic stuff. Available from scrapbook.com is mint tape, and then I just run it through.
Deborah says, that's one huge roll of sticky tape.
I know.
Renee says, oh my goodness, that's a gigantic roll.
It is gigantic. It was more gigantic before.
Diana says, oh my God, that's a huge roll. And Renee's seriously jealous of that big roll.
So I just keep sticking my mint tape onto there, and when I come back it's there ready for me to use. And then if you take that off gently, you've got all your little soldiers in a row, and they're still all attached to that. And then you can just pull them off, and if you're careful you can catch that bottom bit and it just comes off like that, easy peasy. So that's how I do that. I bet you I can't get that back on there.
And Sinead, I'm glad you're showing us this, I've been too scared to do it.
Oh, I can't get that back on there, but that's how you do it anyway. That's how I do it. I'm not saying that's the best way or the only way or whatever. It's just how I do it. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I just say, it amuses me that the way you say, it's exactly 6 inches, as Mr. F said.
Oh,
To the only person you can make me feel guilty for saying the right thing.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way.
It's all right, sassy bear.
I
forgive you.
I didn't even say it that way. Right, bring on the next page. Here it is. Look at this for organisation, would you? You just know something's going to go wrong. I do anyway. So this involves the use of I've lost them. Oh no, I have lost. Oh, here they are. They've attached themselves. Of these little beauties, magnets. And I know as soon as I get these out, everybody's going to say, what size are they? How thick are they? And you know, that doesn't matter really, because you can have thick ones, thin ones that can have equal. It's the pull that they've got to pull together that's the important thing. So for you guys in England or Britain, we get these at a place called First for Magnets. They're not on Amazon, are they?
I think they've got some of the range on Amazon.
And this is a pack of 20 neodymium magnet 0.73 pull. Now I've got bigger ones than that. I mean stronger ones, should I say. I've got, what are they? These are 1.6 pull, and that's kind of how much they would hold up. So these ones here would hold up 1.6 kilograms, or about 3 pounds, just on one magnet. It's pretty good. And these ones would hold 0.73 of a kilogram on one magnet. And I've got some little baby ones as well that would hold up 0.35 of a kilo. So that's the important fact, how strong they are, and it's given to you in pull. Okay? And for this I'm using 0.73. I probably could have got away with 0.35, but to be sure I'm using 0.73. If you're in the States, however, I know that you have... Oh, this has turned out to be more of a blinking...
lecture than anything.
Lecture, yeah. Yeah, in the States I know that you can buy... I think they're just called grey magnets, I think. And they come with a plus sign on and a minus sign on them. They seem to be fine. I've watched loads of girls use those magnets in all sorts of places. In a journal, should I say. And they seem to hold fine, absolutely fine. So, yeah, I'd go onto Amazon and see if they've got any of those grey magnets. And that's all I can tell you. Don't ask any more than that, because I don't know any more than that. That is the truth. Right, so what I've got is my... Oh, again. Hello. I've got a piece of cream card, and front and back it's got its reinforcers on. Look, there's far too much ink around here because that's got a mark on it. But that's okay, I don't mind, because I'm going to put just little bits of illegible text on it. Not masses, just patches, let's say, patches of it. Just to add a little bit of interest. Now, you can choose not to do that. or do it in a very pale colour so you can journal over it, because that's a whole page there that we're going to lose now because we're putting text on it. So it's up to you. If you prefer not to and leave it as journaling, that's absolutely fine. But I think I quite like that, the look of that. And then if I'm putting it in a journal, I can bear that in mind. You know, do I want to leave it as journaling? Is there enough journaling in there already? Or do I want to use something like, I don't know, frayed burlap or something that's much lighter, which might be an idea. See, after you've stamped this off a few times, it does, second and third generations are lovely. So there we are, that's fine, that's all I want, don't want any more than that. So that's the page ready to receive what we're going to put on it. Mucky hands again. So I have cut myself 2 pieces of cream card. They can be anything. I want cream because I want to be able to journal on it. And I've cut 1 piece at 4 1/4 by 8, 4 1/4 by 8, and 1 piece at 4 1/4 by 7 1/2. Okay. Now the one that is slightly longer at 8, I'm going to score a 1/2 inch line mark across the top, as it were. So 1/2 inch. There we go. And fold that in. Crease it down like that. And I'm going to ink all the way around. I am going to stick something on this, and so inking may not be strictly necessary, but I don't like it when you can see a bit that isn't inked properly, so I'm just going to quickly whiz around these edges.
Renee's thinking she could use manila folders for
absolutely,
the base.
absolutely
She doesn't
perfect.
have anything else right now, but
no,
that's perfect on any occasion.
Yeah, I did mean to say that actually, and I forgot. Manila folders would be just the job, to be honest. It's nearly 7:15, Mr. F, and I've still got this project to do. It's not the longest project in the world. I'm just going to tip
right,
that
I'm going nowhere.
The other way and just give that a bit of an ink in there. That'll be fine. And just round back and front of this one.
They're all saying they want to come on a shopping trip with me.
Round the charity shops.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that sort of thing, actually. I'm not too worried about how tidy this inking is because, as I say, I'm going to cover it. But, you know, sometimes you just cut your other paper a touch bit short and you can see the back and it looks a bit not right. Okay, so I'm going to glue one onto the other.
Wendy's got to go.
Okay, Wendy.
She's having lunch with the former boss.
Oh, I
She's
see.
got all his mail.
Oh. I'm going to make this the outside because it's got a little inky mark and I'm going to be covering that anyway. So let's just put some glue down here and glue these 2 pieces together. Like so. And just fold that over, make sure that they're straight, fold that over and let it find its own place because it'll push this one out a little bit, but just let it find where it's happy, its happy place. That looks alright to me. So there we are, we have actually now got, well, we've got it really, it's going to go over the top of the page, but you know, you and I both know it, it's not just going to stop there, it's going to, every time you turn it over, it's going to really annoy you. So in order to keep it in place, we're going to use magnets. So on the outside, this is the inside, This is the outside, and I want to put a magnet fairly centrally about there. And generally when I'm constructing things, I always put a circle like that where a magnet's going to go, in case I've got to go off and do something else or whatever, and I come back and I forget the magnet. That has happened ridiculous amounts of times to me. So now I just put that circle there, and then, I don't know, phone rings, something happens, anything. I know when I come back and sit down there's a magnet going there. So I'm just going to ink around this. I'm using this paper. You please yourself what you use, you know. Sinead's spoilt for choice. I just thought this went quite well with the ink colour, and I like a bit of damask, as you know. So there we are, I've inked around that, and that's going to get stuck onto there. Now it might be when you stick it on, you've got to trim the bottom. Don't worry about that. It'd be unusual if you didn't, if it was absolutely bang on. But for the magnets, take one of your magnets, and it doesn't matter which side it is. I can't get these off. Oh my goodness, these are so blinking strong. Can you get me a magnet off, please, and stuff?
Of course. Where do you want it?
There, please. Thank you. I will need another one in a bit, but not quite yet. And I'm going to get my thicker double-sided out. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's about 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch. But I'm going to just put a bit of glue down first. There. Stick my magnet onto that. Get a bit of double-sided tape. This is the way I do it, you know. I can only repeat. That was a hard word to get. I can only repeat that. It's just the way I do it, but it works for me. Then I'm going to stick that over the magnet onto that card, that cream card, like that. Make sure that it's, you know, quite well attached. So now it's time to stick this on over the top. And the reason that I've brought that magnet up from the bottom is, if you put it right, you know, close to the bottom, you haven't got enough paper to fold back over it, and you'll forever have that bump there that you can't stick. Whereas if you put it up a bit, and this time we've got loads of room that we can choose from, and put it there, you've got all this paper to get over that bump and get it stuck down properly. So that's the reason I put it up from the bottom. And if you're using thick card to go over the magnet, you know, it'll be even more troublesome, because thick card obviously doesn't want to bend over the magnet. So thinner card is better if you've got it. If not, you know, you'll be alright. You just have to work a little bit. So that's going there. Let's take the release tape off this. Like that. And then I'm going to start at the top, because if the length is wrong I can alter the bottom but I can't alter the top. And just start carefully, just with that in place, following down the edge there. Yeah, you can see it's this paper is too short. Well, that's all right. I'll just take a bit off the bottom of the card. Just make sure you've got that magnet. Don't sort of go around it with your fingers or your nails or anything. Just sort of press round it. Make sure it's, you know, well adhered, but don't go around it with your nails, because you'll end up with just a shape the size of your magnet. In this instance it doesn't really matter much, but on many occasions you don't want to see that. Are they asking magnet questions?
No, they wouldn't dare.
I know.
Judy likes using magnets. She likes the little thunk sound they make when they connect.
Yes, I do.
And I was just giving them a general warning about to be careful with them.
Oh God, especially
no children's pets or
yeah.
idiots.
I mean, you know, it'll kill you. They're not supposed to be imbibed. So this was a 12 by 12 paper, and I cut it off at 7.5 or whatever, and I'm left with this remnant from each strip. You know, it was like that. Okay, so these are the remnants, and I'm going to make them into pockets. So make sure you've got it the right way. And it's quite thin, as I say, this paper, so I'm just going to double it over, and whatever size it ends up is whatever size it ends up. Like that. Give that a crease along the top.
Diana says she likes crinkly paper and the thunks.
Yeah, I just like magnets. They're just a very clean way of doing things.
And Judy also likes the nice crunchy sound you make when you cut with scissors.
Yeah, I must say I like that too. I like watching other people. And so many of the girls cut that bit out. And it's just such a lovely sound. So I'm just gluing those two bits together. You don't need to, I mean, it'll be fine. If you just went round the edge, it would be fine. So I'm going to just ink around there. Did I put a thumb notch? No, I didn't, so I won't do it here. So we've got half our pair of magnets in, and it was easy, I'm sure you'll agree. It wasn't at all difficult, no hardship. And I'm going to use my 1/8 of an inch double-sided because I haven't got a great deal of room to spare. I want the folded over edge at the top. It's just neater, I think. I've bought some 1/8 of an inch double-sided that you can tear with your finger, which I think might be quite handy. It came yesterday, I think. Of course I couldn't get into here really, it was cold and it was dark. So I need to give that a try. I've got so many things on my agenda, it's ridiculous actually. There we go. There we go. There we go. Give that a burnish down. And pull the release tape up and we're there. Hooray! So you can make this absolutely your own. I'm just showing you what I kind of like. But you know, it'd be lovely in blues or greens or whatever, anything. So this is the side that doesn't have tape on, so I'm sticking that right at the bottom. It's not where I usually stick pockets, but in this instance it needs it. So there we go. Let's put that blade away. So that's going to house one of our tags that we made the other day, and it'll just go into there like that, and there's just that bit at the top, just enough space I think, and yet it's held in quite firmly by this because that measures 2 1/4 inches, so it's a big enough pocket. And you can decorate this, of course you can. I didn't, but you can. Right, and it doesn't matter particularly that this isn't the same length as this, because you won't see them together, although it would be nice if they were the same length, so I'll have a think about that. Right, magnet. So, did you lay out a single magnet? Oh, thank you. Right, so I've got my other magnet, the other half, well, it's the same magnet. They don't come in pairs or anything, it's just another magnet. And so I'm just going to hold it over where I think it is, and it'll find itself. Just let it go and it'll find where it wants to go, which in our case is right there. So I'm just going to lift that up, put a bit of glue under it, let it find its place again, right there. Do the same trick with the double-sided. Diddling, diddling. Stick that down over it. it's just so it doesn't pull through the paper. I don't think it would, but I don't want to give it the opportunity either. So I'd rather it was adhered to this than the paper. So there we go. Let's ink around here. So this is kind of same as eat, sleep, repeat, to be honest. You could make both sides of your top flap, flip, whatever you want to call it, completely different.
And Linda Park says if you don't have double-sided, you can use washi.
Yeah, absolutely you can, for sure. It's just something, as I say, to adhere it to the card rather than the paper. Right, so let's get this glued and on, and then you'll see that bit there's been covered. So we needn't worry about that. I'm dripping glue, but it's fortunately dripping onto the project, which is okay. There we go. So let's just take this release tape off.
Joan's joined us.
Hiya, Joan.
She just sat down to watch.
Oh, well,
We'll try to catch up later.
I'm kind of towards the end, I would say. Oh, definitely I'm towards the end. So just carefully get that straight along the top and straight down the edge. There we go. And then, as I say, just swirl around that magnet so as the double-sided will stick and the glue will stick without digging your nails in round it, because that doesn't look nice. So give that a good press down. You see this one was too long as well, so oh, they're working. So we can just trim that off, and then they should both be fairly equal, I would have thought. There we go. Oh, snap. It worked. Lovely, satisfying sound, as people say. So,
Joan said this group led by Miss P and Mr F is very kind.
oh,
And Sassy says, you're right.
well, thank you.
Judy, it's because Miss P and Mr F whip us into shape.
I don't know. I mean, I see a lot of groups that people have started, etc. You know, YouTubers have started, and it always seems to be about them. Well, we aren't about us. You know, the only thing that we ask on the group is don't put any direct links. You can talk about anybody and you can name them. You know, if you found a good idea or you've done something and you've been following Pam at the Paper Outpost as an example, say I found this idea, you know, Pam was demonstrating it. Because more of us might want to go and have a look at it. But just no outside links, because then it starts getting silly. People start advertising themselves, and that's not what the group's about. But it certainly isn't all about me. There we go, so just fold that over. Lovely. And I just want some double-sided tape on that. And lo and behold, I think we will be...
Kerry's just joined in as well, she'll catch up later.
Hi Kerry, good morning. Good morning, good morning.
Good Australian morning.
Yeah. Hope it's not going to be too hot for you today. Seems like a very strange thing to say. But actually it's very mild here. So I'm not grumbling, it's just that wind. If it would die down, I'd feel a bit more relaxed. Don't want another day like yesterday, thanks. Although I have got Mr F's new card game that he showed me, so it'll be alright. So I'm just going to trim these wayward pieces off. There we go. See if I can get them off my fingers. That's the downside to using double-sided. Burnish those down. And this should see an end to all those tags that we made. So everybody that was asking what we're going to do with them, and I was saying I don't know, but I've managed to use them all. Of course, I mean, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to use all of them in one journal. Maybe not, maybe a bit overkill, but you could still use the same idea and just use different papers or whatever. I mean, this would look nice if, you know, if you're doing a project with a certain digital kit from somebody and covered it with this, it would look lovely, I think. So that's the top, so just get that squared up at the bottom.
Kerry says it'll be 40 degrees C for the next few days.
Oh my goodness, that is too hot. That's way, way too hot. Just got a little bit there that needs to get trimmed off. There we go. And hopefully this will fit in there. So there we are. We've just got that little bit at the top. So let's try it on our page. Let's open this. Put the page in between. Get it where you want it and snap! How nice is that? So there's our page. Front and back. It's not very straight, is it? That's better. So there we are. We've used up all our tags that we made the other day. No, that's the other one I want. This one.
This one will need a date, of course.
This one will definitely need a date. So many things about this that you could change. So many. But, you know, starting with the tag could be completely different. The colour of your page, the colour of the flip over, everything can be completely different. What's it going to do? Date. Yes, date. January the 23rd. My goodness me, girls, we're getting through this. Once again, thanks to Kerry for the dates. They are available on our Facebook page, which is Miss Painterlot's Junk Journal group. The link is down below. You'll be asked 3 questions. Please answer them, because if you don't, you'll be declined. You will be denied. They're not difficult questions, you know, it's not like an exam or anything.
Jania's making a journal for a friend's daughter. She's 13 and she'll be using a few of these ideas.
Oh, that's good. That's brilliant, Jania. Good to hear. So let's just pop that there.
Sharon loves this.
Oh, thank you.
Fiona says, will you look at that? Fantastic.
Will you look at that, Fiona? Yes. I like that. I must be honest. I'm just going to move that up a bit.
Joan says, wowza, fabulous.
Well, now hopefully you can use magnets and you're not going to be afraid of them. It's a lovely little project to start with, to use magnets. It's simple. And then you can take the wrap off completely and you've got all that journaling inside. What can I say? So what have we done today then? We've done that, a little notebook.
Bonus idea.
That seems like it was another year ago, frankly, doesn't it?
It does. 3 days at least.
And then we did this, which is the move over, budge over. It's the page that's got all of the journaling in it, like loads of journaling. Look at that. I love tucking journaling where you don't really expect it to be. And that tag just keeps that in order. It's a good tag, it keeps things in order. And then we've got the flip over. So, yeah, we've covered a bit of ground today. They're all much of a theme, I think. I need to stick a date on this one.
Joy says, this is such a beautiful and worthwhile journal. What a great reference this will be.
Oh, who said that, Joan?
Joy.
Joy. Oh, I've got something on the scissors. Yeah, I think it would be good to I'm hoping it'll be good. You know, when you just, like I say, when you're doing a journal and you come to a page and you think, oh, what can I put on this? I'm sure I can't be the only person who thinks like that. And so you can have a flip through here and think, oh yeah, I remember that.
Diana says she's scared of buying magnets sight unseen. Scared she'll end up with a bunch of chunky monkey thick ones.
Yeah. See if you can find those. I don't know what they're called. I think they're just grey magnets. And they seem to be what everybody uses, and I'm pretty sure they get them from Amazon. You know, they seem to be nice and thin and behave themselves and whatever. You know, I'm pretty sure that we aren't going to get... Let's just push him up a bit to there. We aren't going to get another 8 pages or whatever it is. Even 4 pages. I don't know. Maybe we will. I don't know. But anyway, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I know I've been a bit snarky. I don't know why. Just it went wrong and I couldn't fathom out how to put it right, and I don't like when that happens.
It was me interrupting you at the wrong time.
No, it's all right.
Don't be hard on yourself.
So don't they look nice? Well, I think they look nice. Let's turn that over to the... Where's the notebook? Gone. There it is. So as we can look at 3 different things. Well, if I do it that way, we can just about look at 4 things that we've done with our tags. Can I put them that way? Is there room to put them that way? Not really, but there you go. Anyway, so
they have some magnets on Amazon.com. They're just called Basic Grey.
I think that's them, Basic Grey.
Basic Grey, yep. 5/8 of an inch by 32th of an inch.
32nd. Does it say 32th?
It does. No, well, I just said that.
Oh, 32nd
yeah.
piece of an inch. Yeah, I guess. That's very, very narrow, thin. So Basic Grey magnets by the look of it.
Basic Grey magnetic discs.
Yeah, that's what I see people with. That.
Those.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've got like a red patch in the upper right hand corner. I don't know what it says, but
there's combo super strong disc thin magnets with adhesive.
Yeah.
Rare earth magnets, and it's $14.99 for 2 packs.
Yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure that's them. I know they're not dead cheap, but you don't use them on every page or anything. You know, you're selective about where you use them. So that's that. Everybody happy? You're all happy I'm going. Yeah, cheering. Miss P's gone.
I'll put a link on the thing. Well, I would.
Oh, that's good of you. That's very good of you, may I say. So I'm going to put my magnets away, and I'm going to put them well out of Catkin's way, because you know he's a little blighter. He's so nosy. Where are my magnets?
Put them on your desk somewhere around there.
There they are. So yeah, these ones from the UK come in these plastic boxes, so I'm just going to put mine away, put them in a drawer, and that's them out of harm's way, hopefully. So tomorrow will be another day.
Tomorrow's always another day.
I'm not exactly sure what tomorrow is going to bring.
Rain, probably. Rain and wind.
Yeah, but in the world
that's just me.
In the world of crafting, I've no idea what we'll be doing tomorrow, but I hope it'll be something nice. Hope I can come up with something.
You've got a nurse's appointment in the afternoon.
Yeah, I do, at 3 o'clock. Well, 10 to 3 I've got to go and see one particular nurse and get weighed. They're mad keen about weighing me, honestly. They're obsessive about it. It's driving me mad, to be honest with you. And then after that, I've got to go and see another nurse at 3 o'clock. 2 nurses in one day. It drives me mad because they all say the same thing. Lose weight and shut up and go away. So anyway, I'll see you after that. I need to be prepped before that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we'll come up with. So thanks very, very, very much for joining me today. I do appreciate it. We both do, don't we, Mr. F?
Judy says, now my day is complete with a fix of Miss P and Mr. F.
Thanks.
And Fiona says, it's been a great session. Mr. F on top form.
Oh, excellent. That's good. Makes up for snarky Miss P.
I know, well, I've been typing because it's safer.
All right, guys, look after yourselves. Stay cool, stay warm, whatever's appropriate.
What happens in chat stays in chat.
Fair enough.
Unless you watch it later.
Which I won't. Don't want to upset myself. See you tomorrow, guys. Be good, be kind. Bye.
Be safe, be happy, be kind.
Bye.
Bye.